way he sliced it.
I read got it all. They don't just, the zoning piece is the only thing that I educate back to everybody. Don't zone my property.
But we don't want to incorporate it.
No, not cannot take them, yeah.
Shelves.
But I don't know how we would zone it.
Office.
We don't have to.
No,
We didn't pay for any of it.
I'm just
Well,
saying,
most-
if you've got
It's all
if
done.
you've got someone who lives close by there, or closer that's on our side.
Well, I don't know.
They want to clean up the way, throw it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to, we have no authority, period, to do. Hello. How are you?
Almost didn't hurt.
Doesn't mean I agree with that. But I will do this in
Annexation laws. You have to have like 80% of landowners to agree with you to do it.
Pretty good argument.
Somebody said OSU about
They're doing a good job. So the problem is not just it's how are they doing it?
Yeah, doing good. Stay out of the heat.
smelling the marijuana stuff all the time, and this is better than the marijuana stuff. And he says, because it's so bad. Really, yeah, he says it's horrific. And he says, you know, I don't want to plant them.
So,
I said, I don't think I'll make a mistake.
They have to find out why they bury
it
it.
doesn't work.
That's how it's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's supposed to crash the energy. They
We're
burn
just
it.
trying to get people to
That's right.
get people to show up.
It's extremely, the Williams company, extension, their energy off of it. It was a 70s.
Yes, yes.
I was there.
Okay.
I know all about it. It creates steam.
And I didn't know they were doing that.
Oh, my goodness, it's nice.
I know, but I didn't know. I mean, I was.
Because it's being done right.
Okay.
It's a little right off, but there's something.
702.
That's what part of it is.
You're right. But the trash energy is right
And then
across
after
the
that, it's
21st
on
Street
the-
Trail.
Okay,
Yeah, everybody's flying.
And the next thing you know, it's 10 o'clock and we're still sitting
Right
here.
there.
Okay.
You ready? So it's got 1975. Here.
Board of Trustees meeting to order at 7:02. Okay, we pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Trustee Warner?
Here.
Trustee Hale? Here. Mayor Long?
Here. Welcome guests. We got 3 minutes to address anything on the agenda. Anybody?
I would just comment during the ordinance that have been proposed, as well as the whole code that's been proposed by the attorney. And I strongly urge the board to take another look at it. Most of the things that have been proposed come from the strong mayor form of government, not statutory town. There's quite a few things in the ordinances that are actually in conflict with the statutory town form of government. As to your records request fee schedule, we've talked about a fee schedule being needed for a number of years. However, nothing in this fee schedule is in compliance with the Open Records Act. I would also strongly encourage the board to take another look at that, table that, and take another look at the Open Records Act.
Thank you. Anybody else? Consent agenda?
Make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I second that.
All in favor? Aye. Business. Discussion, consideration, possible action of July 15th, 2025 meeting for press conference with Representative Centernet regarding the fiber optic project.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. I was here for the first time in 2021.
You want to stand here so we'll take out that last first.
I was here for the first time in 2021. I had asked for some support letters so that we can do some grant applications with the Oklahoma Broadband Office so that we can build some fiber in town. We were able to win some grants that will allow us to build fiber here in the city. We have some maps that show where we'll be building the fiber, which we can pass out. It'll cover almost 100% of the city. So all the red lines over there that you can barely see are the main fiber line that'll go across, and then we'll tap off from those red lines into individual houses to the fiber to go off.
You want to get this? So you can tap either from the front yard or the backyard.
Correct.
That's what every other block.
That's what we're going to block.
Now,
You have Jim and Russ over here who will be the people who will be most in touch with the city council going forward as we work towards building all of this infrastructure in the next few months.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
So, sir, on this map right here,
Yes.
this intersection right here,
Yes.
would it pull from here or is it not covered?
I'll let Russ answer that. So you're talking about that intersection, it's going to pull from here or here?
So they're gonna be down
This
by
side,
the fire
first
department?
street.
I can't say the
This direction is on this side,
The-
First Street.
Yes. You should be.
Yeah, it's got one going on.
so it just pulls from one or the
One or
other.
the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So we got our water department
I
covered
hope
right
they
here.
can learn that. 'cause
Yes,
that's
it
how
will
they
be.
build it.
All community and streets should be covered more.
Okay, so you'll pull from there and back up, correct, under the dam, under
Yes.
the road, whatever that is.
Well, I thought I had
Yeah, there's our fire chief, that was really happy. I think you've got most of the town.
Yes, we cover almost.
Do you need this
We come from the south and we build all the way.
Dodson, I also today, I kind of extended some of those lines
Going farther out,
Okay.
not make drops so far in a lot of them. So there's actually more planned.
And you've got funding for this, all these red lines.
We got funding for some specific locations, but then as we're building to those locations, we just built it, designed it in a way that we can cover everything.
Because
So how-
I'm the only one in town that's got it, because I'm at Bond and Triple X.
But you're the only one in town who's got CREC,
Yeah.
right?
So how far are you guys traveling from the dotted lines? How
So
far
our
can you
line
travel?
to the main line, we can go up to 1,500 feet off of that if necessary to a house.
Okay.
I think most of them will be considerably shorter than that.
Oh, sure. I'm wondering concerns the fire department in my house.
So the next few months,
Very selfish of you.
Got all the electronics and everything on order.
We'll probably start construction in the next few months, and it'll take a few months to build.
Okay, are we buried, are we hanging, or?
we're
what?
buried, all buried, 100%.
Yes. No
So
more
we're going to work with
squirrels.
your utility departments and do all the proper locates, and, our construction crews have worked well with the communities we've been in where you start boring and plowing, you're gonna hit things that no one knew was there, and so you make those corrections and get things repaired. Scott Sadler is our main underground boring contractor. He's worked really well with the communities we've been in so far to make things, put things back together when we hit things that no one knew was there.
Yeah. You know, we've been around since like 1900.
I mean, this internet's a game changer.
Yeah, I know.
I know people that have it. I mean, for the fire department, we struggle terribly with internet, especially when our first response is based off of internet.
I
So-
know. This also makes us an ideal bedroom community because you'll have the volume. I've worked at home, well, I've been here 11 years, and I would have to switch to a spot on my phone to upload to Tulsa. And uploads, I think, will be just fine for a big old Excel spreadsheet.
So because we are fiber to the home, we are symmetric, which means our upload speeds are the same as our download speeds. Which means if you take a gig package, then you have a gig upload and a gig
There
download.
shouldn't be anyone uploading enough.
Anyway.
Everybody's squirrely.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad. If there are any other questions, I can take them. If not,
When is the projected completion date?
So it'll probably be a few months before we have all the materials here to start building, and it'll take a couple of months to build. So certainly this calendar year, hopefully the next 4 months.
Oh.
Well, you don't know how much we appreciate you.
Taking a bit. You guys really have stuck with it.
we started in 2021. I've lost count how many support letters I've had you.
Right.
I've lost count.
So, no, that's awesome.
And I'm sure the school is gonna be thrilled. Unfortunately, there's nobody here from the school. But, they've had to, everybody turn their cell phones off when they take testing up there because of the availability. So, I'll pass this on to,
Well, they were already excited at the school was excited at the prospect, so I'm going to be happy.
Well, it's still more.
And I don't think anybody expected it quite this soon either for it to cover that much town. So, that's pretty awesome.
all right, well, thanks.
Russ and Jim.
Send me, I can send you better maps.
Well, good, please do, because I wanna.
Just email me and
I'll
I'll.
forward it to our school is growing rapidly. We have 187 square mile school district. We go all the way to Highway 51 and all the way to Lazy E. I don't know how far the Langston portion goes to the west, and we go halfway to Perkins. So we've got over, it's been growing, well, with all of the development west of Langston and down on 105 and down on Coyle Road, that's all our school district. So you're gonna make a lot of people happy.
I'll let you
Okay, now, I will send you an email. I gotta go. Back to the real world. Okay. Item B, discussion and possible ordinance, action on ordinance 2025-04, an emergency ordinance of the Board of Trustees of the Town of Boyle, Oklahoma, providing for the adoption of Chapter 1, Administration and Government, Article 8, Town Records, providing for the establishment of standards and requirements of town officials regarding town records open for public inspection, repealer, savings, severability, codification, and declaring an emergency. So, we have been looking at our ordinances, all 400 pages. We got them down to 300 pages at our last meeting. We all skimmed and everything through this. The open records is, did I change anything?
On this one, not anything but the chapter and
Yeah,
section.
so it is identical to what we looked at 2 months ago. Or a month
Or more.
ago.
Might have been
When we
more.
were reviewing the items. This one is just almost verbatim out of state statutes. And we have a copy of it on the front page. Yes. And our attorney Bryce Kennedy did review these this morning. And as to address the fees, he did call me out on a couple of things and asked me to correct them, and I have. 25 cents per page, that's electronic or Xerox. Then when it comes into special, the search fees, all of these prepayments are basically, search fees. And when we have to do anything other than just print it out, falls in the hourly rate. Now, that's an overtime hour because we are not staffed. We do not have access staff to do redactions, to build, if they can't print it out, then they have to do something manually. That's where, like, go in the boxes and look for something. Redaction is blocking out people's addresses and bank account numbers, things like that. That's a very, but then of course, if they just want to look at something, they're welcome to look at it at no charge. They just cannot take it out of the office. Now, but if they're, the flash drive fee, I will tell you from my experience, I would be fired if I stuck somebody's flash drive in my computer. That is the best way to get viruses. I think OMG has been sending us information about how to keep our data safe. OMAG, yes. And flash drives are just something that you cannot use somebody else's flash drive. You do not know what's in it. So, well, no, they don't. Nobody's going to bring us a virus on purpose. I would hope not. So it's always brand new ones out of the box, and you should control those. And like I said, the search fees and redaction fees, those are overtime rates plus 25% burden of vacation, sick, holiday, workers' comp, and the taxes.
Can I ask a question? May I ask a question when we go through?
Sure.
Okay.
Pertaining to the Open Records Act and the statute fees that are associated with that, can you guys provide a copy of the Open Records Act fees prior to the adoption of this ordinance so that the community can fully understand what the fees are that's in the act as opposed to what you're asking, because I worked for a state agency for 25 years, and we don't charge anyone $30 an hour.
You're correct.
They don't charge $30 an hour to redact and do those things, because it's a part of the job of the clerk or the person in the records division. That's their sole job. Now, we can charge for things that's per copy for the flash drives, and I want to see why it would cost $20 for a flash drive when you can bulk order from Staples 20 or plus more for a flash drive. For a person to pay for a flash drive, I understand that is part of the fee, but I would like to see how your proposed ordinance aligns with the Open Records Act and their fee schedule before it's adopted.
Okay. I will tell you that it is 25 cents. Let me pull it up. Pull it up while we're talking about it. This ordinance is in line with the state statute.
I'm not saying it's not. I just have a lot to see that.
I understand. Lydia will pull it up for you. It's under open records. If I brought my computer, I could have had it for you. And it talks about actual cost. Except for the copy fee of 25 cents and the certified fee of $1. The rest of it is you recoup your cost. And this is our cost.
Is the overtime time and a half?
It most certainly is. That's our cost. Like I said.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
Does the town intend to get into the 21st century by putting all their files electronically, so that way there's no such thing as having to search through paper files, and then it can be all done electronically, where you can actually make a request electronically and have it submitted and returned to the person of the request electronically? So where the cost is very minimal?
We are there,
So all your records are electronic?
except for the accounts payable records.
Okay. So everything, so then it should be a very minimal cost to a record request?
Exactly. But when you go into redaction, people's checks and things like that, that's a manual process. When you ask us to go find an invoice from 3 years ago, that's gonna be calling in accounts payable files.
Okay.
So yeah, this shouldn't really alarm anyone, unless they're asking for copies of checks that people pay.
So you said that the hourly rate is based on overtime hours?
Yes, we are not staffed. We have one office personnel, you know her very well. And she works, has a lot to do.
Yes. So you anticipating that any open records requests would be done after, like,
After
normal
hours,
business
after normal hours, yes, we
Is
are.
that,
That is not that is not what we are staffed for. And that's only if she can't print them out of her computer.
okay.
But,
So, just to make sure I understand, if I came in and asked for the ordinance, the ordinance that is referenced here, because it's not in here, that should be printed out of her computer, that wouldn't
Yeah,
require overtime, that's just something she can.
yeah, that'd be 25 cents a page.
Okay. Just trying
Because
to make sure I
she's looking for it
understand.
right now, I'm sure she's about to find it, right, Lindsay?
Yeah, I was just trying to find where I could print the whole section out.
Oh, okay. Well, it's pretty close to the same number of pages as these, but if you go down to, pick one of these words, fee for mechanical, you'll probably, you do a look up. And that's really, and that's why we stated, if you look in there, well, it does say blueprints, you know, that's something that's going to require, well, we don't even have it in here, a bigger fee for mechanical. It's just well, there will be some additional charge. Hopefully, we can't even find our blueprints. I don't know. But anyway, that's gonna be not asked for very often. So, I think we can vote on this soon as. When we show
Alright.
them.
I just wanted to print the whole thing, not just one specific thing, but,
Well,
yeah, working on it.
you might find the fees and sections so that we do not have time for everybody to read the whole thing.
Yes, that's what
Well, until she finds it, do we want to vote before or after we show it to her? I'm just gonna sit here and wait a minute or two. It talks about 2 fees and then costs, 25% per page and $1 for certified copies.
Okay. Anybody else?
Anyone else would like to see it before they make a vote on it?
Is it not 25 cents?
Up to 25 cents per fee.
And $1 for certified, and others are at cost. And Dusty's right. When you look at our old ordinances, we've got like 3 lines and nothing is really addressed. It just says it will take them available.
Make a motion, we accept the ordinance.
And the fee schedule is separate, is it not?
Yes, it is.
The fee schedule is separate on the agenda?
Yes, it is.
The one,
Yeah, because,
yeah, it's right here.
and the reason being is we don't want to have to approve a whole ordinance every time we want to change a fee schedule.
Okay. I made a motion, do I have a second?
Oh, I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, this, C is declare the emergency clause on ordinance
I think it-
2504.
I make a motion that we declare an emergency clause on ordinance 2025-04.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Discussion possible action to adopt the fee schedule for the open record request.
Well, I think we've already discussed that.
Make a motion to adopt it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. That was also,
Okay, we'll do it then.
yeah,
Are we ready for E?
yep.
Randy, you ready for E? Discussion and possible action on ordinance 2025-05, an emergency ordinance of Board of Trustees of the Town of Coyle, Oklahoma, providing for the adoption of Chapter 6, Finance and Business of Town, Article 2, Finance and Article 2, which is Finance and Budget Administration, providing for the establishment of standards, and requirements of the town officials and employees regarding internal controls over the resources and expenditures of the town and other related entities. Then we have the repealer, savings, severability, codification, and declaring an emergency. This is the one that I've given you guys for 2 months to review.
Did you change anything on this?
Not since I gave it to you last meeting, which was, yeah, 40 days, you know, the last meeting I gave you a copy of this.
The email thing was changed since the last meeting.
Oh,
The
yes.
approval by email.
Oh, yeah, because we took out the, we can't approve by email. Thank you. This one, half of this is competitive bidding, and it's just verbatim out of encumbrance. The only thing that I make, like I said, the 2/3 vote versus the purchasing agent or the approver or something. Is what I, well, you saw everything that I gave you and changed the email. We'll took it out.
Motion accepted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next thing is declare emergency clause on ordinance 25.
I make a motion that we declare this an emergency ordinance.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Reconnect update.
Grant update. Oh, this is for the, where's our
Streets
streets?
and
I'm over here, Mike. Well, I mean, I don't, what's the update on?
not really anything since the last meeting, other than coming up with a list of alleyways that need to be gravelled that are kind of priority, and then giving quotes for the flail mower. What's on the,
Yeah, do we have the flail more estimates in here?
yes, they're in your packet. Yep, the gravel's first, they're on the,
Of the gravel, have we figured out how much gravel?
Yeah, as soon as I get to the, deal.
oh,
That's as soon as I get to the deal, I'm not sure.
You know, it says for the discussion possible action.
The gravel.
Purchase the gravel.
I called 3 different companies. I mean, it's just by phone, you know, they don't do paper quotes and all that. The BG that had a Stillwater Perkins where they're at, they're 2 months out to bring us gravel they need. So I called Stillwater Sand and Gravel for 24 tons. It's $960. Wall, sand and gravel, this is all out of Perkins and Stillwater, except one of them. 24 tons is $750, and Logan County asphalt's $950 for gravel.
Yeah. I gave you some information on
Yeah.
the screenings and what was recommended by the ODOT.
Yeah, it's the ag base, cut the rock.
Right. And pass down and,
Yeah, and there's little fine particles in there, once it gets wet, it'll hard up like concrete,
yeah,
so,
anyways.
Did you have 3 different,
yes.
what was it, was it again?
Wall sand and gravel for 24 tons is $750. Stillwater sand and gravel is $960. Logan County asphalt is $950. It's out of Stillwater.
You only want a load at a time, don't you?
Yeah, that's why I went for 24 tons. I mean, it, regular takes only 2 trucks, or,
That's one big
That's one of this truck.
so,
So that you got places to
yeah,
pick it out.
I got 3 alleyways already marked.
Okay.
And, you know how we talked last month about the water, you know, check that water over there by Stafford's? It is bone dry over there right now. So, but I don't think that line's leaking,
Good.
so.
And which gonna did it? We got a pond. This
Well, as
one.
soon as we get the gravel and stuff in there, it won't be no more pond, so.
Does it need dirt filled before we?
Well, I have to go find dirt, so.
Just fill it up with gravel?
Just go right out here by the highway and
It's sand. It's part of it's sand.
That's the problem, you guys got to go up there, it's sugar sand.
They-
But, well, we could fill it all in the gravel. I mean, it ain't gonna
Not
hurt.
that
It's just
much.
gonna help the water slowly, you know, go down in the ground. But this is just
I
from
see.
phone calls because they don't send paper quotes.
Well, my opinion, well, you'll have to get the bill
Yeah,
different. We might have to have a conversation, but
I'd say you
get trucking.
get that wall,
yeah, wall.
I'll make sure that you get that, still get it for that, and
Yeah.
go over and get one.
And if it works, it's good, and it's what they supposed to be, then
It's the same thing, I would.
I'll call them first thing tomorrow.
Make a motion, get gravel,
Second.
all in favor? Aye.
okay.
The other one's the flow mower. I got quotes and all that.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting here looking at now.
Me and
we've discussed the question. Just a stupid question. What do you guys need a flow mower for?
Ditches.
ditches in the trees.
Ditch banks, stuff that sticks out the side of the, end of the road and stuff like that. Well, it's gonna be on a 3-point, isn't it? Yeah. How you gonna get it up that high if it's sticking on the road? Does that? It's not an all-hour at all, like it's specific. It's just a general question.
Yeah.
No, it's fine, no, it's,
It will reach down into ditches and it will fold over to the side and kick out to the side of the tractor, so
offset.
about 6 foot off the ground, it will just run perpendicular to the road and cut the trees off.
say we might have to remove some trees first.
There may be, I mean, it's not like the ones the guys use out there in the middle of pastures cutting down, clearing like.
It's not
That's what I was
heavy.
curious about.
It's not that heavy duty.
It's for smaller sapling type stuff, heavy grass and things, but particularly getting down into those ditch banks and culverts and stuff like that.
I'm thinking specifically around here, going out to Triple X and alongside the, yeah, the
A
ball
real
field.
variety of things.
Well, all around town, like I said, we just have to take it easy the first cut. One side's better than the other.
Well, yeah,
School
they
size.
need to learn to use the
Big
equipment.
Yeah, big trees will have to take some.
Okay,
What you're looking at there, so there's, as far as the brands that are, so there's a very popular brand that's Del Marino, made in Italy. One place imports it, and theirs is the one that's like $11,000 or whatever, plus free shipping. But there's a U.S. company, and it looks like they're selling primarily through the internet nationally or whatever, called Tractor Supplies Direct, that is carrying this Ibex brand. Ibex is actually a Del Marino rebrand, and it's about $4,000 cheaper. Everything I can tell about it, it's the exact same machine, just brought in and branded Ibex, and then sold in the U.S. market.
As in the weight.
The weight is the same, the number of drive belts is the same, I've looked at pictures online, they look like the exact same unit. It's a heavy duty commercial unit, so it's not a light, it's about, I think, about as best we could do. They do make cheaper ones, but when you're throwing a piece of, that thing has to support its weight way out, stuff like, there's a lot of weird leverage and stuff like that that goes on it, and I think getting one from a known name that's, has a reputation that's been around for a while and things like that. Like I said, there are cheaper ones available, but I've had some experiences with some of the cheaper equipment online and things like that, and it's not built to last. And that's why when we budgeted and asked for the grant, that I specifically was budgeting off of those numbers.
Okay, well, which one of these, we got a
Ibex
72 inch one?
TM62, I believe, the mid-size. So there's 3 sizes. That's another thing that we probably have to bring up. I really wanted to get it sized, so the mid-size one should have was it a 72 or was it an 80 inch? I can't remember.
Well, first one looked at a 9.
Yeah, but we went down.
Yeah, we went to 72.
there's 72 and a 90, and then I believe your Ibex when you're talking about the 62.
Well, the 62 and the 72 are the same. 72 is the overall measurement, and 62 is the cut measurement. And Ibex didn't have the overall measurement, where Del Marino had the overall measurement. And so Ibex, so it's a 72-inch piece of equipment. But what I'm getting at is it should fit in the 6-foot wheelbase on the tractor when it is centered behind the tractor, and that's why we dropped down from the larger unit that was a 96-inch full size with an 80-something cut length.
Another stupid question.
82.
Since it's imported, how hard is it to get parts?
It's not, it's actually, like I said, Ibex is an American company that carries a lot of different farm implements. I looked into them. They're not a new company. They've been around for a long time. They've got a lot of, like your hay balers for the compact tractors and stuff like that are, that do like the half-size bales and all that, and they've got a lot of different rakes and all kinds of other stuff. It's not just somebody that's importing this and selling it on it. They're literally bringing it in, putting their brand on it, along with a lot of other equipment they do.
Well, they're in stock today. Fix it.
That
That's
is-
the vision Monday.
Well,
That's
in all honesty, it's about the same as like my wood
One
brush
straight
hog. There's
one.
really nobody that's gonna work. I mean,
who's the woods repair person.
That's one we want.
I'm a
Because it's in
mechanic.
stock.
Should be able to work on it for the most part.
I don't know if it's
It's
ice
shaft
or
bearings that you're doing, like
Yeah,
the big
they
long
don't
shaft
price.
that goes through that deal, and it's got 3 bearings on it, and that's where it points at. It has
One is
3
available now,
belts.
the other has to be
That's
shipped.
on the heavy duty machines, and they'll use a 3-drive belt rather than one or two.
And it's
cheap ones because it does prolong the life of belt, prolong the life of pulleys, because they don't get, it just gives it better, so it's very important. So,
Oh, the
parts are,
972.
I'm not worried about it. Parts are available, parts are available, this is, outlets that carry.
Yeah,
you know, and
because the
they're
same company
private
makes them
company
both.
themselves, and then there's the retailers we're getting the stuff from. I don't know
Well,
that
so
there's
is
gonna be
that.
authorized service center anywhere for.
It's-
I have another dumb question.
Jason,
Yeah.
these, so these, they're from the Kubota,
They're not the right offset. Kubota didn't, Kubota can't get.
so these aren't Del Marinos.
No, they may be Del Marino, but, so there's 3 types of flail mower. There's a non-offset that drops down behind the tractor and acts like a normal mower. There's a single offset that will side shift either
One way or the
way,
other?
one way or the other outside of the wheelbase. And then there is the dual offset that literally has an arm that pushes it out and it goes down and it goes up. So it actually, the dual offset is because it can go out to the side laterally or it can rotate like this. And so, and I'm not surprised that when I was in Kubota talking to them about getting flail mowers, they still didn't do the dual offset. It's just one of those things that unless you've got a bunch of ditch banks and stuff like that to do, you have to have a real specific need for a dual offset, and that can, and they're not familiar with the equipment, and so they send her the wrong quote.
I didn't know that, I thought they were the.
Theirs
You
was,
have- you don't get-
Kubota's is a single offset.
So both of these are from Alps.
Those both would be delivered, yes. There's the Tractor Supply Direct.
This company's out of Washington.
And they're out of
Both of these
no,
are?
no, that one's out of Washington, the Kubota is. They're ordering this.
So it's not a.
Not even, yeah, it's not, what was the brand, do you remember?
Oh, it is, yeah, you just.
I've heard of
Brand
Lafayette. It was Loftus, I've heard of it, but I'm not super familiar with them. I'm sure it's an okay deal, it's just not, it's not a dual offset, which is kind of specifically the whole point.
I've got another stupid question. For $11,000, is it gonna be justifiably used, or would it make more sense to buy some weed eaters and some chainsaws just to lop what little bit needs lopped down during the summer? I mean, that's a lot of money for something to sit behind the shop.
Well, I mean, it's not a dumb question. I think it will actually get a lot of use personally, but the important thing was the people I wrote the grant to felt like they could use it, so they agreed to buy it for us. So that's.
Well, and
I
we've
mean,
been
I
trying
asked-
to take care of this town with weed eaters and you can see what it looks like.
Yeah, it was just a question.
We have more complaints about not maintaining our ditches and, I know Mr. Mink has some issues.
No comment.
So
So,
I
but these
think it'll
things will
get, to
run
be honest, I
through.
do think it'll get a lot of use.
The 63 is going to work.
Yeah.
And it will also function every bit in other mower capacities as well. But,
Off-topic question, does the town of Boyle still take care of XXX, or is that ODOT's problem now?
Well, it's not ODOT, no. It's.
Or county, I mean, my bad.
Yeah, it's kind of different.
We literally probably,
I've been mowing it.
well, not only that, our city limits are this side of us. So on this side, we could be using it on our side, and if we just have to turn the tractor around and come back the other direction, so be it, you know.
Sorry, here's an off-topic question, I just.
But, you know, our city limits is this side of the Fitzgerald Creek Bridge.
Okay.
That bridge is not us anymore.
Because I know ODOT goes this way a little ways in the summer usually, but I wasn't sure who maintained.
Well, unfortunately, I complained badly, hardly. I tried, it's now been going on for 3 years. ODOT is not maintaining Highway 33 as long as it's under construction. The construction, the contract requires the contractors to mow. And the last time we got, the first time we got it mowed is because they couldn't shoot their, whatever the surveyor guys couldn't see through grass. And that's what got them to mow it the first time. And I think they mowed it one at a time. So I'm,
I just was curious, because that's.
yeah, well, I'm watching ODOT wipe all the Johnson grass all over Payne County, and we're sitting here in Ragweed City. And nothing's happening.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're going to them. We don't use all the REIT money. Can it be used for something else along the guidelines?
Along that possibly. But I truly, truly believe we need this.
I'm just.
The diamond,
Oh, we figured, how much did you figure for the phone line? 11?
I figured 11, and it looks like we're talking about 10 with it. But that's, and you would probably consider that that the town would have to have would have to have some solution.
No, I agree. You said you were looking for this one, the 62?
Yeah, I think it's the mid-size one of the two. I wish I had it in front of me. And I just handwritten notes on there, but I don't have.
Yeah, this one here, you have to add shipping to. The 62,
So the 73 was the big one, the 62 was the mid-size one, and this company here was, I believe, $1,500 on the shipping, which is what took it up to over 69.15.
the 62 is the one on top.
The one,
Oh.
it has it rotated, it's on like, let's just say 1,000 bucks.
Oh, it's 930, so the bigger one was more shipping, so anyways, I've talked to a lot of people, so.
No, you're good.
so would they,
You're looking.
the cost of that?
Well, 69, so this will be
Do you
79.
think you could get more use out of a battery?
You can't really ask for
Is that correct?
particular. One of the reasons I was able to ask for this is because of the.
You're roughly looking at
His
8,000.
IBEX is roughly $8,000.
This might be the. Well, I just know it's batteries, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it'd be harder for me to.
I'm just trying to see what you guys can get more use out of.
It says it's 68.99.
Plus,
No, they're sure you can do that.
Okay, it's 7.
I just genuinely curious.
It has some actual.
Yeah, $11,000.
Wow.
How much was the grant?
You said 11.
100,000
We spent about 80 and some change
on the tractor.
on the tractor and the roads.
And, but we still have it listed as a separate line item in the estimate. This flail.
Yes,
How much was in there?
in the grant budget for the flail. Hold on a moment.
That was, I'm asking.
For the flail mower, on the budget that we turned in with the grant, we have $12,699.
So we might, how much is a little finish mower, like the one that got broken?
You can't really buy that with this grant.
Okay,
There's,
because it's a finish mower. It's not a-
yeah, it's not for ditch banks and roadsides,
Okay.
like this is.
We do have,
This grant's for roads.
we do have $19,635.22 left, not including the purchase of the gravel, which is voted on, but that's what we have left in that grant.
Do we have anything, other equipment?
I'm trying to think, the power rate, but that'd be even, that's not very useful.
Well, we can talk about that later.
You'll have some, you have until next year to figure this out.
That's what I'm saying, yes, this is not stuff
Figure out other
we
ways.
need this now.
So so the 62 is what would be more beneficial than the other one?
Then the bigger, well, the 62 fits inside the wheelbase when it's centered because it's a 72-inch, I believe, overall width. Or if it's not, it's only a few inches outside the wheelbase, whereas the other one was like a full 94-inch, and we've got a 6-foot wheelbase, and I feel like that's dangerous.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
You can go to buy a room on power room, that's possible, the front, the back.
PM62 hydraulic off that line.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
So get it.
We're good.
I wasn't sure if that number still worked
DJ, how much did you say that other gravel was?
754.
754.
For how many tons?
It's not as fast, but it may be.
Anything else on Reach?
It may well be.
Fire department report?
It's still down there. No, it's, all this rain has been a blessing. I know last meeting we talked to you guys about some money that we thought we wasn't gonna get. The state forestry was giving all this money away. They had to go back and reevaluate everything, and they ended up not grading us correctly, so he called me and told me that we are awarded the money. That's what I was doing when I got here. I was signing the contract. It was originally for $100,000 for brand new bunker gear and wildland gear, but he called me and asked me if we would take less because another fire department was short on money to get accepted. So I told them whatever we had to do to make it, because I would hope that they would do the same for us. So we're getting $88,000 for new bunker gear and wildland gear, and that will outfit everybody in the department with new gear. The last time gear was bought was when Galbraith was chief, and that was 2015 when we did that. So it's much needed. Now we'll have new gear, new helmets, new boots. I mean, only thing next is SCBA's.
What?
SCBA's, mask, breathing air. All of our brush trucks are running. One's fixing to have a new bed on it. Do you put total, out of curiosity, on those checks? Just off the top of your head?
Well, I was just adding them up actually, so, not including this one.
And all of our trucks have been claimed on insurance from the March fires, and she's gonna tell me a total in a second. But, our tanker got a new tank on it. It cost us $2,000 out of pocket after insurance, and it's needed a new tank for 10 years.
So 64, and then that last one was 5,000 something?
Yeah.
So.
$69,000 in insurance money off of accidents from the March wildfire. Other than that, we're just trying to clean up and get ready for the next fire season if we have one.
I think you will. You know, this, you still got August, September.
Step on the grass like that.
I know August is not.
They're looking like hundreds next week, so everybody drink plenty of water.
Anything else?
Nope.
Event report?
If I may give my report, fireworks was a major success. Got lots of good reports. We served over 400 meals, gave out over 200 cups of ice cream. Had super reviews on the fireworks themselves. Kids had a blast on the inflatables. And the overall consensus of people there was that it was a phenomenal event. Gave their families something to do with no money out. and multiple comments on the fact of how peaceful and nice it was to have a community event and not have any concern about what might happen in a negative way. He even had one couple talk to Grant. They own they're Amish and they have a sandwich shop, we think in Perkins, but they're looking at putting one in Coyle because they love the community so much.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, well, I will say I had good reports all the way from Stillwater. People know where I'm from, and they were talking among themselves.
I'll have a report from Edmund.
Yeah, we had reports from Edmond too, people in Edmond. I was trying to think, there was another place that was
They said the fireworks were better than the ones in Edmonds.
Yeah, ours were better.
BJ told me that there was somebody that came from Ingles that was gonna go to Perkins that night, and they figured out Perkins had canceled and came over here, and they said
I saw a lot of new faces, a lot of new people.
and that, whenever I got here, I was very happy with how many people were there.
We had all the people at the park, and then somebody told us that line up and down Main Street were people with chairs and everything sitting there watching it. So, yeah, they said it was a lot of people on Main Street watching it. So, not only in the park, that we probably had close to 300 at fireworks in
They
the
don't
park.
get the crunchies if they sit there.
I don't know. They enjoyed it though, so that's good.
Oh, yeah, it was great. Personally, it was absolutely awesome. For the community.
That was here, which is
Yeah, I was saying, Grant was here.
I don't know where he's at, he's usually here, but he did a phenomenal job.
As always.
And, you know, he didn't have as many donations cash-wise come in as in the years past, but he had probably made up with that with donations that fireworks stands donated, and other than, a lot of times they'll just give him the little things that really can't use in a big production, but he had some pretty big fireworks that was just donated this year, so he was pretty ecstatic about it. So I think overall it was a great event for our community. And,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And nobody's house caught on fire.
Praise God. And Grant didn't catch the field on fire.
Yeah, first time in a long time.
Yeah. He did good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But our fire department was so good, they got us put out before there was much damage.
That's good.
So balances for our three main accounts as of the end of June. In general fund, we have $23,305.67. We have since put all our ACOG money reimbursement back in there, so it's back up to a good spot.
Because that was for the tractor that we.
Yes, the
Yeah.
tractor and the roads all kind of came out at the same time, but, CPW, it was $75,342.65. And the fire department had $73,838.48. Part of that was that insurance money that just did a pass through the county, because that's what they're using for all of that. So with that taken out, they had, $32,374.64 in their account.
In the fire.
And then there's a cash activity and balance report, and then budget to actuals comparison as of June 30. Back up there.
Anything else? Okay. Maintenance report?
Well, the Skaggs back home. It's in the shop. It's in the way, but it's in the shop.
Maybe it needs to go on purple.
There are a lot of things that need to go on purple.
Okay, good.
We got the quote for the new mowers, and we replaced the fence at the Quill Park, the one that was broke, that had a hole in it, the chain link fence.
Oh, you got it fixed?
Yeah, it's just 50 foot of it. And that's about it.
And that was under that grant.
No, this is the 4-foot fence.
He's talking about.
Oh, around the park.
Not
It had a big gaping hole in it.
Okay.
Which, speaking of that,
Discuss possible action purchasing new mower.
Did you have something?
Did you have something?
I was just gonna ask him about if we heard anything on the fence at all. I think
The guy that you sent me the number, he called me, and I sent him the information, he never called me back. So I've only got 2 quotes for the fence.
Well, that'll work.
Everything gets on there.
But I
It's
think
on
that's for the water.
Water, yeah.
My bad.
Okay, discussion possible action to purchase a new mower.
You got a yellow one and a green one.
One's the Kubota, one's John Deere, y'all know what a Scabby looks like. And there's 2 others there, a Toro and another one from Kenny.
When you brought it back, they didn't want to give us anything for it.
They didn't help me load it. I had to load it by myself.
And it doesn't run.
You had to push it up on the trailer?
On the hill and all that.
It's a good thing you took the
But
trailer.
I was smart. I went down the hill.
You don't like dummies.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between all these mowers? Are they all
Okay.
the same horsepower?
The Kubota, there's 2 quotes here. One's a carburetor and one's fuel injected. The fuel injected is gonna be more than the carburetor, but the carburetor's got a 2-year warranty, fuel injected's got a 1 year. And the John Deere and the Cascade and all that is all, fuel injected. But the Toro and the other one, I forgot the name of it, it's on your list there. I looked at them when I was there at Kennedy, looking at the Skags, and that decks on them ain't really commercial grade. So I was talking to Jason about this and stuff, and maybe try to keep the same equipment we have, not all, mixed match. Since we got a new Kubota and all that.
Good service.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get better service.
And another thing with Kubota, they said if our lawnmower breaks down and it's sits in their shop to get fixed, they will loan us one.
That's a
That's a big question.
I'm pretty good at asking dumb questions.
Just ask questions.
Have you guys thought about those?
Huh?
Did you have something?
No, I was telling them not to ask dumb questions.
Have you guys
Thank
looked into
questions.
possibly getting demos to bring out to see which one you like better?
I asked them that. They've had problems with it in the past. People use them, bring them back bent or broke.
Imagine that.
It's really worked out.
I did ask that question.
That being said, I will say, when we were looking at getting our new mower, I did rent several from, whoever wants to rent a mower. I haven't rented from Phoenix, but it sounds like they're not wanting to help people load stuff on a trailer, then that's, but anyways, no, you could always rent a mower, so I don't know.
So you got 2 different
But I don't know if you
modes.
could rent it.
For the Kubota one.
Yeah, injections
But
and carburetors.
the carburetor is only 11,143, the fuel injected is 11,734.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's what, $600 difference?
Yeah.
One for 2.
So which would you prefer?
Well, they're saying the fuel injected is the best thing because fuel and all that. If I was running for 8-hour days, like the Spartan, it's fuel injected. We can run on almost a full tank for 2 days.
Fuel injected is supposed to be more efficient, whether it is or not. It depends. So it will adjust your fuel usage depending on the power demanded of the mower. So if you're mowing stuff this tall, then it's running full bore anyways, and it'd be just like a carburetor mower. So like, I don't save a bunch of gas with the Skag because grass is always that tall. If you're mowing lighter stuff with fuel injected, then it won't use as much gas. Like with a carbureted engine, when you put the throttle all the way up, that's the speed the mower's running at. That's just what it is, and it will that's its speed. With fuel injected, it will adjust the fuel flow depending on the demand on the engine. So that's what makes it.
Thank you. Yes.
Width. You're not getting.
48.
Okay, that way we can handle the
I
cemetery.
measured it.
Yeah, that's what it says right here, 48.
Yeah, that's good for the cemetery.
That's what I was telling Josh, if we get the second mower, I can help him out there mowing the cemetery.
Yeah.
$71.99 for the.
We're gonna have to get
Does
some
anybody
trailers.
have any questions? percentage? These prices, are these,
Is that the Gideon one?
no, these are the Kubota
No.
ones. Are they the state prices?
Yes.
State contract prices?
Do we need a new trailer?
That's what I was gonna talk about, but I'll talk about it on next meeting, so.
Oh, okay.
Because the floor's giving in orders and, I looked at the tires, aren't ready for 4,000 miles an hour.
The tires on the little red,
The little black curve.
Black one, Did the ramp give out yet?
Not yet, but it's
That's
getting
the
there.
one that I tried to weld back. I did weld back up and it's apparently still holding.
Looking at the prices,
Which,
the Toros.
See, what I was gonna, I know this is off subject, not on the agenda, feel like we talked about last time we sold the last equipment, we were gonna use that money to buy, say like a new contract, if we were gonna make it. We can make the money off of these, we can use it to buy the trailer, the new trailer.
I don't know if this will offer that black trailer.
So,
It's in pretty bad shape.
first things first is, which mower you want?
That was the fuel injection. Are you leaning towards the Kubota because of the rest of our
Yeah.
purchases there?
and plus when you said if our mower breaks down, they belong us.
What do you think, sir?
But the fuel injection is only 1 year warranty.
I mean, I do like that idea.
Yeah.
If it breaks and we need to take it in, and they give us a loan.
I do too.
Now, did the sales guy have a recommendation on fuel injected versus carbureted?
He did.
Oh.
Yeah, just don't give me both.
I mean, did he have an opinion on which would be better?
They're better, their fuel injection's
Or
better.
they like?
Well, the price difference is only, what, $600?
On that scale. You're tough. I can work on my scale.
Yeah, fuel injection, purchased it.
We can.
I'll tell you, the one that's in there that's a sleeper, the Toro. that's a good
6.5%
bang for the buck.
interest,
Toro
so
was what I
pay
considered.
cash for it, and then we get a loan on it.
Real strongly.
They're-
I already called Brian, talked to him a month or so ago.
They
Did
got
you
that
talk
deck
to him?
deck on the market
What's
as
his
far
name?
as commercial.
Van Kinder? Yeah.
Is he a friend?
Yes, he is.
Okay. All right, well, I'll let you handle it, because I'm just talking to some guy.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you go to look in the tractor, it's all a piston contest. Who likes orange?
Well, I'm
Who
just
likes
saying, just to protect our
On that,
cash
I don't know.
that we use over,
Kubota gave us a
and
much
we'll
better
have to pay,
price.
we should, it should last.
On a
beyond
75
the-
Tractor Kubota came in
5 years.
cheaper than
The other one, the-
Well, I'm pretty disappointed on the electric capacity on that tractor too.
Yeah.
It was pretty disappointing.
I mean, that's why, it's just to protect our cash when we can borrow. This is something we can borrow on, and we still have to pay for the used equipment, like the pickup for the emergency management. Those interest rates are higher on used equipment than they are new.
But there was any other one. I'm not gonna spend
Last week, the week before last week.
So anyway, you can,
You see it?
what's that?
So, you want, first I'll do, we want to go to the bike there. Yeah, probably. Okay.
Yeah, because we didn't say how we're gonna pay for it,
Right.
but we're just discussing the purchase.
Right.
There we go. Like I said, they're
Oh.
willing to talk to them.
I like most of it, whatever, that fuel injected.
I'll second that.
Agree. Yeah, motion, I got a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Now, second thing. You want me to go to the bank and get the money?
I know we've got 73,000 in the account, but yet we're gonna have to suck it down for the vehicle.
That would be, so the mower would be through CPWA, right? And
Yes.
then the vehicle would be through general.
You are correct, so.
So this,
So we need to vote from the mower under CPWA meeting.
so we,
The reason being is the town can only enter into one-year contracts. Now, we can borrow money, but we have to reinitiate, we have to be honest about it with the bank, and we have to renew the loan every year. So CPWA is not a municipality and can do the loan.
I wasn't thinking about that.
That's absolutely correct.
so we can't, yeah, we need to start.
We need to push,
We need to do that in CPWA. Yeah.
it's not
That
on
was
our
not on that
agenda.
agenda.
So we'll have to do that, well, either have to do a special meeting and.
Yeah, so we will,
Okay.
So, okay.
soon.
Okay.
I stay here.
Yes. Cemetery report.
One, take nothing on
Nothing to report. Josh has been working on mowing and weeding it this week, but with the rain, it was wet and all, so it's taking some time, but he's working on it.
Do more water?
How far?
You've been stuck several times.
Oh, man. I come out there the other day and, oh my God.
Oh, you gotta fill up his holes?
Lucky they're at the bar.
I learned about that when I was a kid. Especially in the middle of fields.
Okay, court clerk, code enforcement report.
So we didn't have court for July, and then, I know Brian was out here last week, and so as soon as I get the letters and the list, I'll get them out in the mail.
Okay. The judge and possible action, controlling procedure for case.
Discussion of possible action on how to proceed on the case regarding the fence at 111 South Pulliam.
Yeah. So,
Did you reach the judge?
no, I called and left a message today and didn't ever get a voicemail.
Well, until we talk to the judge, I think this needs to be tabled. Because she has to issue her report, and she hasn't done so.
Did we talk about this last time too? She had.
I think so.
Yeah.
And we've texted back and forth, but I still haven't received anything.
Didn't she say she sent it to you?
She did.
And you had never received it?
No.
So, I make a motion to table this.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right, escape possible action procedure, Tom Grass and cash enforcement.
Do we have that thing in here?
Yes, it's in there.
That thing.
Should be right behind the
Cemetery. Thing. There it is. Okay. I don't know how, I think Brian Henry, our food guy, reached out to me on a couple of items. I guess it was on this fence, that's what he reached out to me on. And that's what I didn't have the information given to the judge. But I did ask him what was going on, how we were doing, and we're just not having court anymore, and that's bugging me, because I can't believe that everybody is responding to the notices that he's putting out. And so we had quite a discussion about what the procedure really needs to be, so that we maybe, I've always been very unclear about it. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to read this. The intent is to separate, well, it says there in the beginning, we have inhabited properties and we have abandoned, or we have inhabited that do not respond. And I wanted a distinction between those two, and that's why you see this. We talk about abatement. Abatement is mitigating. We had the conversation about what type of mitigation we want to do. And it was his recommendation that we, at this point in time, keep the mitigation to the tall grass and trash. And the primary reason is liability that the town incurs if we start boarding up windows and things like that. Then if our board falls out, then it becomes like our responsibility instead of the property owners. It gets tangled, it gets messy. So, and then my concern too was abatement. We don't have a lot of money to start mowing people's yards. Or maintaining people's property or anything else. But, so that's where he was sharing with me that once a property is abated, we actually have 180 days to take remediation or to take, all these big words, that's why. But abating basically means to rectify the problem, as in mowing the yard. So, this is the procedure for people who are out of town, unresponsive, their mail's returned, whatever the reason, we are getting no action, just period, no action. That we can quickly we're in control of how fast we abate the property. But to be able to go ahead and get it abated and start the process, and he talks on here how and what we do with that bill and how we go into the county landowner SIM certified before you file, but how to file the lien, et cetera, et cetera. And then going into and calling for a county sale tax so that we can turn the property. Now, that is, again, over and over and over again, non-responsive, whether they live in town or don't live in town, but they just literally, we have properties where people are actually dead. And I don't know how else, mowing and cutting weeds is enough to file a lien. Now, it goes on down in here on the inhabited owner is responsive. Whether it's inhabited or vacant, but they're responsive. We'll just do steps 1, 2, 3. And on the 11th day is when we would not abate, but give them an ordinance violation and call them into court. So, and that's when we'll have our court start. We used to have 5 or 6 people in here regularly at court, and we haven't had court in months upon months. So it's whatever we've been doing is not. I'm trying to speed it up a little bit here on the people that are in town, are living.
Everybody else is mowing the grass, unless it's a handful.
Right.
And if they don't mow it, then you'd be fined or something.
Well, then we can do the fines, but usually the fines will get them to mow. Without, we don't want to take anybody's property, we don't want to sell anybody's property out from underneath them. but we have abandoned properties all over this place.
So I will say this past month is the first month since summer and grasses started growing that any of the notice of abatements went out. And we did the follow-up the day he was here. So,
Okay, when did those abatements go out?
the notices of abatement, they went out in June.
Now, well, that was one of the other things that he mentioned to me is that
What,
we needed
who,
to.
who,
Who's signed?
who
Who's signed?
signed you, didn't you?
Yeah.
Refresh my memory, how, why has it come from?
How does what?
How come your sign, can you remember that?
Because instead of going to the board as a whole with all of these and making all of those public record or something that's actually an ongoing legal proceeding, the board decided to assign one officer to go through and look at the properties to determine what their status was in accordance with the intention of the board and sign off on it. And that way Brian didn't have to keep coming out here and charging us every time he came out here taking a look at it. Because I'm in town most often.
I couldn't remember what it was.
Well,
So what do we need to do here?
well, we've got a problem because Dusty's not on the board anymore, and he's not an authorized.
Didn't necessarily have to be a board member, just somebody that's
Well, but
has an office for the town, and there's no legal issue with it. That's up to the board's decision.
well, I would like, you know, you're a private citizen, so we've brought you into confidential information without the
That's
responsibility
specific.
of the board member.
If I may address that, that specific position becomes an officer of the town, no different than the emergency manager, the fire chief, or even Brian himself as a contracted officer of the town.
Okay.
So I still
But we
have the
haven't
same
voted on that,
responsibility.
appointing you to that position but you were a board member at that time.
It was appointed as an additional duty, not as a trustee duty.
And we did ask me about that. And I said, from now, until we figure out something else, we'll go ahead and do one there. Add that, but.
It's no different than any other appointment.
We need to, if.
But we're not getting any reports on what's being abated.
You got the list, I sent it to you, Paul, once I sent out those letters, and like I said, that follow-up, because of my mistake in a date thinking, they were a little bit delayed, that was my fault, so.
That's the list, what she's talking about.
Well, but we don't even,
I mean, it's up to y'all, but I have no problem continuing to do that. I was here when we decided what was going to be acceptable, not acceptable, what the intention of the board is. So I know what the intent is. Happy to continue doing it.
these are properties observed, they're not the ones that,
Ones that are highlighted are the ones that went out.
That are
What I didn't do
Are
was
they
highlight
abated?
two different ones. There's one that was courtesy notices and one that were notice of abatements. And I did not distinguish those two, but I can do that moving forward so that,
okay, well,
that's clear.
I think we need to maybe have we need to walk through. I don't necessarily, we already need a special meeting for the Kubota. Rather than take up time tonight, can I table this to that special meeting so we can walk through how this process really works?
Yeah, because I'm like you, I'm not sure what, we're gonna have to get something way to where we'll know what's going to be done before it's done.
Yeah, and we're,
And email stuff to me, I don't have time to look at it
Okay.
all the time. I look at what I can, after about 4 or 5 of you, 4 or
Well, you're
5.
using your phone, it's pretty
And Emergency management sent me a liar lately.
So if we could, we're gonna have a special meeting to vote on the Kubota. I'd like
a motion
to table this to the special meeting that we set for the Kubota.
I'll make a motion that we table this for the special meeting.
And I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
That was the start of the discussion.
Okay, where's the man? It's been pretty busy for a while. And I've been on the phone with Dusty quite a bit. Couple of nights, all night. And, I had that one storm that wasn't supposed to be, but just a little bit of wind turned into a major one. It's about 65, 70 mile an hour. Had two-size hail, I think it was.
We've actually been having some quite a bit larger lately, that's unusual for this area.
Yeah. It was several nights in a row. And, test for sirens, Monday, I guess it was. But it still went around, and still sound out. Besides that, I found a couple of vehicles. In Bowman.
Down to just two.
There's two of them.
There's three.
Three?
Uh-huh.
I think one of them is they're looking there at motor door heating.
I didn't know that.
Motor door heating.
Okay.
Where did you say? Oh, that's the very back one. Uses coolant, overheats.
Yeah.
Well, I would say we don't even know. that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Say goodbye.
There's a black one and a white one.
So just the current bids on this that's printed, not actual. I looked before I left, this evening. So the black one, current is $10,000, and the current bid on the white one is $6,100. Just FYI.
They both end at the same time?
Yes, on the 22nd, or next Tuesday.
Did you ask the question if we?
So it says that the winning bid is, I was gonna find the verbiage, but I think the winning bid's the winning bid. I don't think we can back out of it once it's done.
Okay.
Let's see, the black one's got 90,
93,
It's got a few less miles on
and the white one got
20,000 more.
119.
So, 27,000. A year for a normal driving.
What was the figure that we, approved?
It was like 13 and it wasn't enough.
Was it?
Yeah, 15 in the budget.
We moved it up though.
And these are,
We moved it up the last meeting to, I thought it was like 15 or 16 or 16.5.
these are 2020s.
That's not bad.
I think it was like 16 and you're accounting for 4,000 of the insurance and 12,000 on behalf of the town.
Yes, I think that's right.
17.
17,
Yeah.
okay, so there, you'd be able to drive and go get it if needed to, so.
Where's it at?
Dodge City, Kansas.
I was looking at that too.
Don't have to spend $1,500 to bring it home. Are they both?
They're both in Dodge City, Kansas.
Okay.
200 miles.
Well, that's not bad at all.
So the emergency management can buy one and the fire department can buy the other, right?
There you go.
Are you serious? No, do you need, are you?
We really need to replace that jalopy of a truck.
That's a good truck.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
Charles,
it's supposed to be.
I was gonna do both of them. Get them both.
Well, how would the fire department pay for it? I'm very serious.
How much money?
32, end of June 32.
Yeah, there's $32,000 in there. We're fixing to get, what, 12?
Yeah.
About 12, 13 back from forestry
Oh, okay.
for our yearly funding. I don't know, that may be something we seriously look into. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're
Just want to talk.
The last on this is the 22nd.
I mean, that truck's got 220,000 miles on it. Charles crashed it. The whole
Yeah.
side is destroyed.
Well, the thing is, you don't have to buy one of these two, they keep bringing these up.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to figure out how to fund the fire department.
They'll look into them.
Yeah.
But like I said, Steve, both of these are 27, or 22nd. So,
And what side of that truck?
Purple-
Purple Wave. It's on Purple Wave?
yeah,
Yes.
that's
I
all.
got it.
You wanna look at them, guys?
No.
You guys need to pick one.
I wish you just need to give us.
Trust me, I've tried to do that. They always want to charge.
I'll pay them.
Is there any difference between the white and the black versus the color? Does it have everything you need?
Everybody, yeah, both of them got the same thing.
Well, except one's got 27,000 miles more than the other, but it's not.
Right, I was just talking about this, if there was the equipment wise.
Yeah.
And I think that-
I don't like it.
I mean, did, I like a lot of the.
Yeah, well, this isn't a high mileage vehicle that we don't drive.
You probably get better if it's cheaper.
Yeah, I agree.
Where do you wanna go, how high do you wanna go?
Well, we already discussed.
Well, we ought to just keep going.
She just said if we had 17, they were, what we looking for on the last meeting.
And just keep, who's gonna place the bids? Did you
Play
do
it.
it? Okay, good. We just keep going till we're out of money again.
There is that 15%, I think,
On top of that, which
Yeah.
would be 17 and half of 7 is 7 is 35. So it'd be 1,700, half of that is, at age of 16. 850, so it's about 23,
25, 50.
23. On top of it. Yeah. That's all right.
25, 50. So you got about 14.5, is that right? No, that's not.
Yeah, 5% even, I prefer the
yeah, 14,450.
Yeah, so that's what we're at,
And but wait a minute, how much did the other one go for?
13.5.
You could do that even if you're a 10
It's gonna have to, but it's only $1,000 more.
Yeah, it's just their
So, yeah,
safety.
I don't want to have too much money.
That's what purple
With the center.
gets out of it.
Call it blue wave.
So we're gonna, how much do we have budgeted? Was $24.
Yeah.
They're doing your job.
We can do that.
So we just need to add, so you have to bump it up to at least, to go to 17, you'd have to be 19.5. Be able to get 17.
Where did the last one go for? What year was that?
Did we go for the 10 plot? Or that's when we stopped bidding the 13 plot?
13, it's a 10%, sorry, it's a 10%.
Same thing, Rob.
10% buyer's premium will be added to all winning bids, resulting in the total purchase
So if you do 17,
Just pay 25.
10 is 1,700. 18.7. And then 19.
If you got food, I'm coming with you.
Yeah.
That's like every hospital.
Yeah. That's why, like to borrow and put it in the hand to give us that cash that we've got.
Motion to put a bid in on
Either one, whichever one ends up, we can get. The white one, I like the white one better.
Well, I would think the white one is, with the 27,000 more miles on
the,
it,
it's probably
probably
gonna be cheaper.
I'm on the
But,
I think you the black one.
there you go.
Do what?
We need to make
Be the
sure.
black one?
We need to make sure you get a full replacement bumper so you don't get crashed into it again.
Okay, So we have to go.
Just don't park in the smoke.
We basically have to go to 19.
One of those
We
good.
basically have to go to
Park in
19,
smoke.
and we're down to $17,000.
So we need to.
Minus the 4,000 of insurance, it's like 15,000.
Yeah, like I said, they're double.
Yeah.
On this.
On I. Yes.
We need to bump the.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Increase.
2,000 miles. Four-wheel
To
drive,
increase
52.
To 19.
to 19, still expenditures, the budget to 19.
I'll make a motion.
Hey, she can't hear you guys. We're-
I make a motion that we increase the